Yo, Bingy. Yo, Okafanga. Yo, you know Rasta, you know the whole team, you know, man. Listen me, Yaga. If a boy ever this,
Greetings and welcome to another episode of a Perfect Balance TrodClass, a place where conscious-minded and like-minded individuals are guided towards a full development of their potential through collective reasoning. I am Ras Dada. We have with us today, as usual, Brother Yaga, aka Teacher Ma'at, Bingi, Okavango, the Rebel Guru.
Give thanks.
We also have the distinct honor of being joined by none other than Nana Amlak, the Ogun of London. Nana Amlak, Ashe, Nana Amlak is the highest authority in Yoruba culture, traditions, and practices outside of Nigeria itself. Nana Amlak carries the rich heritage of the Yoruba people with great wisdom and respect. Additionally, his esteemed position as a chief in Ghana further speaks to his influence and leadership within African cultural spheres. Greetings, my lads. Everyone up well?
Yes, sir.
Greetings.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the chief. You know.
Yell, Nana Hamlock. Yell, I.
Aye, give thanks. Worthy, you know. We love the eye cheers when they forward on the eye, you know.
We give thanks
Royal
because
Majesty, you know. Aye, give thanks, my lord. So, you know, this week on the Perfect Balance TrodClass, we have a very, very controversial reasoning for manifest and carry through. Our reasoning is due to the Western ideologies which been instilled in I and I. People really look on it as a major thing and try to create a lot of issues about it. So I want to reason on it and see from an African point of view, you know, what the real history of this issue is. And the issue is monogamy or polygamy in African communities. The historical aspects of it, the cultural aspects of it, and the present day implications of it, you know. So we bring her in the eye as a veteran in African affairs, as a correspondent in this matter. So we look forward to the eye. We look forward to the eye insight in this reasoning, you know. So we want to start off by just defining like the term polygamy, right? We want to start off the reason by defining the term polygamy. So polygamy is defined as a relationship or family setting where one person has multiple spouses, as opposed to monogamy where one person is joined to one spouse. Polygamy is one person to multiple spouses. There are basically three types of polygamy. There's polygyny, polyandry, and group marriages. Polygyny is probably the more common form of polygamy, where we have one male to multiple females.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Them like.
Polyandry is one female to multiple males. And we saw an example of this not too long ago in Africa, where one lady married about 7 husbands. So we just saw recently an example of that. And then you have group marriages where there's multiple males to multiple females in one setting as a family. So those are the three forms of polygamy. So with the reasoning now, Brother Amlak, we want to start off, because you know this is a TrodClass that really approach a lot of things from an African perspective. So my question is, to start off the reasoning, is like, how has traditional African societies historically approached polygamy and monogamy, and what were the social, economic, and familial reasons for preferring one over the other?
Did I hear it?
Yeah, hear the question, Fire?
I heard the question, Fire, but sorry about that. It's my phone
Yes,
over
sir.
it.
You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
It's hot up in here.
so we turn on the fire, so it'll go over
Fire.
you.
Sorry.
So the question, my fire, it is good. Me hear all that you have to say. A white man make up some whole word about in polygamy and monogamy and all kind of poly and monego. You know what I mean? I like the what nature and seeing and provide naturally for I and I.
Sorry.
Because nature make itself like that you have female more than male. So when we come to a lower chakra, which is the sexual organ, it's for the procreation. It is not for entertainment. Because a drop of water going to be a lifetime problem for you because you was just a drop of water in your mother belly. So some things are natural. I can put names to it. Say the polygamy and the monogamy and every man do what he want to do because we have 5 different things that but for nature. When I look on the goat and the chicken and the animals and the plants, I see why polygamy was manifested naturally. Because at the end of the day, one woman can only born once a year. So through that, Jaja give her more than one woman. Because him said, go forth and multiply. So it's the multiplication, so it was the unity of woman. Because not the grading of woman, it's the power of a woman. First thing, polygamy belongs to woman. Monogamy belongs to woman. I hear my talk about the afraid of the woman, then we only want one. But all over, when you look on the earth, it's only, say, the Western ideology to Christianity had said one man to one man. While the same Bible, all the ancients have more than one wife. And it was upsetting to God. Because life must continue. You choose your mother and father. Not your mother and father choose you. You choose your destiny before you arrive in this world. So when we talk about polygamy now, it belongs to the woman. It's unity of woman. That woman saw that they were plenty and they need a man. So then decide to all right, then they will share the man. They will put the order together that we will fight with it. That means we all have a man. And it keep the African society that like today, you can't find a virgin. You know, they can't find virgin place. Because when you reach a age, next thing is marriage. So we were born in wedlock. Is a guy chewing steel out Africa. He take that ideology to degrade with spirit because we were born in wedlock. My father married to my mother. Because in Africa, if you pregnant a woman, they ask for marry her. They're going to do small naming ceremony, small wedding go be.
Yeah.
Brother,
So,
Brother Bingy, can you take follow on?
yes, Nana, I'm like. So when I say you choose your parent, what do I really mean by that?
Well, me just a look on what I see, what is truthful. Come and come and fool me with what is not truthful. Let me look at nature. Children take away from the system of what was real. Okay, like them capture a bird and put them in a cage and read sneak to stick and have them a watch TV. You don't even know how to catch a worm, how a worm tastes. Sometimes you open the cage and decide to nothing not fly run away. You now go take a chance. So two a man take up from himself. First thing them do was discriminate the man in front of the woman. Because then them start to make man turn woman, put man in the kitchen. And after every guy's kitchen, woman laugh at you. That woman plenty. Is them job, like especially Ashanti region here. Every day with the Ashanti girl. If you walk with a heavy bag, she have to carry. Because if she not carry it, another woman can come and take it and carry it. So it's a unification of women that have established business. It has established school, communities. Because then the woman go to the farm, is the woman go to the market, is the woman born the children, is the woman take care of cook and everything. So then when you have this man and this woman united together, she born one this and the other one born two, the other one born one, the other one born this. Them all unite, one open a crèche, one open a nursery, while the other one them go open market and business. So everything comes into the home because it belongs to the children, which is the spirit of the man. So when we talk about polygamy, some people only think about sex, and enough woman, enough woman. When look on the responsibility and the spiritual morality of humanity. So on that level, I have to say, well, polygamy is something natural. What is a choice? Yes, I like the question. Because today life has turned on from the days of old. The Babylon has changed the brain. You know, what we see is, what we see with the eye as lie, we accept it as truth. That is the thing, because that make it easy. And so they make the system today. But polygamy is still here, rich in Africa. To who want to practice it, it is still here. Them can't kill it. But most people now try to use that to say, well, when the man die, one woman is jealous with that one, and she take this and all, and a fight, and them try to tell a whole part lies part with tradition, which was the unity, and broke down the unity of woman. That's why the woman them in the West now lost them part. Yes, that's why the woman them lost them part. Because now you say one woman, and at the end of the day, the girl next door have the man, and when she come down and bend over and water the plant in the morning. Every morning you have to go there and look. You understand? Because you make up that way. You born a man, you make up to your lower chakra. Not your higher chakra. Sexual organs for your neighbor go down is your lower chakra. So through that, it represents procreation, physicality, that continuation, because without a woman, life can't continue. So when you take that thing from a woman, because it's a part of the population, because anyway you put two black people, the place is a man a bag of picnic quick. We live in a white man land. When you go in a rich white man neighborhood where your mother bring you up there and 2 and 3 black people live, I know gonna know the whole neighborhood black. So to cut out polygamy is a part of depopulation of African people. Yes. Because we have prostitutes, now we have women say them want turn man, now we have women say them love woman, now we have all these things. These things wasn't in our farm because we make a human being and we lower chakra, through we high spiritually conscious. We know the purpose of a lower chakra. That we never use sex like how them put the sex thing today. So when people are talking about polygamy, oh, we have plenty of women. You understand? Now think of the responsibility of the man and take care of the family and the unity of the children. Just imagine in Europe today, okay, me and have four wives in UK. My family, my children, mother, my wives. But each one left me when they impregnate another one, but now the one of them are friends. Because the children unite the whole of them when birthday party, them send them business. You remember? Yes. So all this thing, when them a try to broke down is our women must know that polygamy is the unification of women. That women can become unified and bring back the community together. Yeah, when somebody talk about polygamy, the Western people only think about sex.
Right. Right. So,
That is
but
where
now, but we living in a different structure, right? So first, the I say polygamy is natural, but it's also a choice. So it becomes a natural choice based on this environment that we currently living in, right? There's only a few countries you can really practice polygamy legally as well. So it puts you in a different realm, so to speak, right? Meaning, if you don't understand it from the point of view that the I talking about, then polygamy will always seem like a sexual thing, right? To most people because they're not understanding what it really is. The I said the chakra, but the chakra the I speak of is called the root chakra. So most of humanity live in the root chakra because they have no understanding of themselves. So we would have to move to a point where one could understand what the I really trying to communicate. So polygamy in modern time represents something else, you know. It represents infidelity to other people. Think about it, you know. Polygamy in this time. If you go tell your wife right now, you're not saying the man them don't understand. If you go tell your wife right now, hey, I want to bring our next woman, you know, what do you think your wife will say? You think your wife gonna agree with that? And the reason why she don't agree with that because she don't understand what you're telling her. So it's a deep thing. But how what are we talking about? It is a small percentage of humanity in this time, this Iowa right now, that actually practice polygamy as well.
Yeah.
No, I have brethren with 5 wives, you know, Yaga, who is so yeah, but it's
I have a
still
question. Nana Hamlak. So it's a two-part question, right? First
Okay.
question, is there a Rastafari? There a Rastafari?
Yes, sir. See the emperor behind me.
All right, guys, because I said before, His Majesty. So
Man,
we know as His Majesty was a one queen. We look on Rastafari. We say Rastafari with one queen, and most brethren and sisters we try Rastafari. We try to follow the principles of His Majesty. So I say, why the other brethren we are tried Rastafari don't follow the principles of His Majesty and practice monogamy like His Majesty?
I will give thanks for that question. Lovely. We like that, you know. His Majesty, it came with a responsibility to maintain something that was already there long before him. He missed the 200 and how much? All right. So he come to maintain something that it was already there. And I said, polygamy is a choice. His Majesty, wife. I never His Majesty choosing wife, you know. She was given to him. It was an older woman. If you read, if you know more and study deep within His Majesty. But me not go into that. More say His Majesty doesn't work. And His Majesty is the one that telling that a people without a culture is a people without a nation. So if we realize that we don't have a nation because we have thrown away our culture. So who are we? Are we not a culture in Ethiopia? Polygamy is there. His Majesty represents the Christian king. But when I look on the Christian king from that level, I look on His Majesty as a spirit that came to do something good for the people of the continent and the world. If I have a father, I never reach my destiny. I have to follow and learn, and when I learn, and I took my own path and do the thing that is right when I'm sick in my eyes for today. And today, me have realized that they had stolen me from Africa. They had brought me to Jamaica. They had degraded me to nothing. And still we have nothing. And have the people in Africa has nothing. And promoting a white ideology of Jesus upon the people. Because Rasta man is a natural man, a spiritual man, because His Majesty says spirituality is not a theology, not an ideology. It is something given to every human being by their right. So we don't want to get into religion that was given to man, and man used religion for control man, instead of bring man to find himself within himself. So His Majesty dreaming and family is going to give me something. Grow me locks. I'm a divorced my mother and father and grow me locks. And when we reach Africa, Africa give me my tradition. And when I saw my tradition, I saw it was pure. I saw that somebody tell lie for my tradition. Cannot teach learn my tradition. No prisoner there, because man fear for no bad. That means man culture was teaching man to live like a divine. So that is the answer to that to all the Rastafarian brethren, because we are Jamaican and foreign and we have a Rastafari, man, if you don't even have that. The over answer.
Yeah, man. So basically, I say, I know everything His Majesty do. That means all of we have to do the same exact thing. We have to stand our own part.
good. We are going to feel Marcus got to be good. We are going to feel the goodness of and add that to your part to try to do your share.
You still have your
Just
life
like,
to live same way.
it's
And
just
next
like
thing,
one story, Moses in Vex, because God gave a book, you know. And when it come on and see the people them, I do want them, buy up the book. Me always tell myself, say, me go own a book and try to hide it on the yard until the people ready to read. Because it
yeah,
must
man,
make
and we are,
sense. Really want the people. God give a book for to teach the people.
So
So I'm going to
but
continue upon the topic.
but may I say there you don't see there's a place for monogamy with like we are talking about like STDs and all the sexual transmitted diseases because somebody will say this is the reason why you know what I mean monogamy is better because polygamy have you know what I mean different people you know what I mean monogamy don't if one person to a person you know you're gonna be the STDs and these things come into play. You know what I mean? So there's a place for monogamy. What do you think about
Okay.
that?
My man, that one quickly for you.
Yeah.
Them to the South Africa. Because them know the people them is polygamous. So them put egg. So when the man them going to the factory to work, them give them the prostitute head. And them inject the eggs in the prostitute head. And the man them go home and then them a sleep with them twin wife. Then everybody catch it. So it's a system that put all these diseases. Come and see, and the man that we stand up there. Me no hear anything like that. Disease, no dread.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you something, but I know that that's why polygamy is also important. Because then if the woman that keep herself, that means you not go sleep with another woman. Because all the women them know themselves. Tonight are for you, this week 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 are for you. She go cook, she go wash, she go do everything for you. She have her life free after that. You understand? And polygamy make she don't need no friend outside. Because she have all the other sisters in the yard.
What do you think about what's the woman form of polygamy call again, Dada?
polyandry.
Polyandry. What do you think about polyandry? So that's woman practicing polygamy.
Well, all that is part of society because every day in a culture, and then you have to talk about, you know, people of culture. Is a people of a culture is your spirit, a culture is your teaching, a culture is everything. If you don't have no culture, dread, you're a vulture. You understand? Because you don't know the root of things. If you live in an era where men no for than the women. If one man get a woman, them have some chop after man and I'm gonna take him over. Cause me have something that make me with something where I stand up every morning. It make for procreate,
Yeah.
for
But
testosterone. So I'm just show you, it's the brain,
yeah.
what feel so the woman them have to balance that. It's about procreation and keep life in balance and harmony.
Far right. You know so there's place on earth where men are way more than women, right?
And that's why the
That
king
is
has
it.
said, that's why the king has said in places like that, polyandry have to practice.
Right.
Correct. Where that is the practice that.
That
Where that
okay,
is
okay.
where that is the practice that. It's like China now. You can only buy
China,
one.
we mentioned China.
Buy one. You know what I say?
Yeah.
You have to need the reality. You have to need the reality.
So it's a perfect balance still, right? Because we go back to the reasoning where it becomes choice, right? Monogamy, polygamy is a choice, so it's still a perfect balance when we look at it, right? Because if we're looking at humanity, within humanity, historically, we could see men moving towards monogamous relationship way before we even start talking about religion, right? When we start examine historically, when they look at evidence, because we could only take the evidence as presented. We see that monogamy, men were living monogamous lives before they had religion. So men was naturally moving towards that anyways, because again, it's a natural choice. So I would really want to know what is the in today's world, how do we make or how do we consider monogamy to be something viable? And that would be here 100 years from now, for example. Because right now, according to the statistics, there's only 2% of the world that practice polygamy. And most of that is in Africa and India. Most of it.
Yeah, in the Middle East, there's a lot of it in the Middle East, man. So the numbers might be a bit various. And
But
even in
Bingy,
America.
but Bingy, I think you're talking about law though. By law. Because
We can only represent it through that
No,
way.
but we're going
what
through what is actually happening now.
Happening.
The retail happening now.
Mm-hmm. Polygamy,
Most people are not practicing
monogamy.
monogamy.
But I not polygamy or monogamy, because what we're talking about here
It's
is an
infidelity.
established system. So when
But
you are
no, but
polygamous,
Bingy, but that's because the
we are
law
talking
say you
about a
can't,
man-
your law say you can't do
No,
it, and so when you
no.
do it now, it become cheating.
Right.
no, what I'm saying to the eye is, for example, if you talk about cheating, I not have nothing to do with polygamy.
We're not talking
Polygamy
about
means
adultery. We're not talking
wait.
about adultery.
No, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
we're not talking
Bingy,
about,
but the
but we're not
law,
talking
the
about
law
that
say you
now.
can't do polygamy.
No, not
So the
only
only
the
option
law.
is cheating.
No, not only the law. You're a woman who you living in a house with most of the times. They
but-
don't know what's going on, nor would they agree to it. It's not the
But
law.
Bingy,
All
but
right.
it's because the
I
law
not
say
know.
because they get the
Ready.
idea that because the law say that.
Mm.
And
No.
because that's how you
No.
grew up
Ready.
and that's what
Ready.
that's and we're talking about the
Ready.
law of the land
Mhm.
and we're talking about unwritten
Mhm.
laws too.
We ain't
Right.
talking
Ready.
about
Ready.
on the
Ready.
handling them.
Pretty.
Yeah.
What we are saying is this for you, right? Statistically, because legally, monogamy is the established structure, family structure, right?
Especially in the
So,
West.
so you have people who practice polygamy in the West,
Yes.
right? In the West, who they can legally marry one person. You cannot legally marry more than one person. But you have people who have established agreements between multiple spouses who know that, listen, this is the way of life that we want to live, right? This is the way of life that we want to live, and we're going to live it this way. And they establish agreements to do so, right? That would not come under a statistic of practicing polygamy.
It
understand?
would, because we're not talking about
but-
naturality or men
but-
choose naturally. We're talking
but-
about established system. When you say
Right.
monogamy and polygamy, we
These
deal
are established
specifically with
systems.
what is established.
Right,
You give
we
a
have-
definition of what it is in the beginning. So dealing
Right.
with what established, not when man living naturally and woman and deciding that, hey, this is what we do.
Right.
We're not talking about that.
Right. But Bingy, what we are saying is this, right? What we are saying is this. Because we live in a society that practices an established system of monogamy, but naturally we are inclined to practice polygamy. Right?
Yes.
So we are not able to carry out an established system of polygamy because of the laws that exist. So it creates now a lot of pressure on relationships. It creates a lot of pressure on families. It creates a lot of pressure on the children. It creates a lot of pressure on the women. It creates a lot of pressure on the men. You
And we're
understand?
talking about
Right.
written
But
laws
we-
and unwritten laws.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a so-called established system that says
Right.
this is monogamy, this is
Right.
polygamy.
Right.
What I'm talking about is when man and man naturally flow and choose how
Right.
they live their life based on
Right.
their energies. Right?
Right.
That's what we're dealing with. So that becomes a polygamous relationship.
Right.
But we call it a polygamous relationship, but it is not. It is naturality. Polygamy
naturality.
and monogamy is a system where they
Right.
say this is this.
Well,
That's
this is
what
what
he
Brother
has.
Amlak, that's what Brother Amlak started
Yeah.
reasoning with.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what Brother Amlak
yes.
started reasoning
Yes.
with.
But I'm saying again, if we're looking at the term itself, the established thing they call monogamy then, or polygamy in fact, where is that in this? How do you see that as being viable in the future in this system? Not naturality, but the make-up terms that they make them. Because you men, when I have urges, it's natural. As I said before, it's natural, right? You have one woman or two women or three women. That is naturality. We ain't talking about that, but the system when they established, how is that? Is that ever going to be a viable thing?
So
Polygamy as
we
a
let Brother
system.
Amlak
Yeah,
respond to that.
Yaga, as the voice of polygamy, we now hear you.
Well,
We hear you.
before, you see, before colonization and before we were exposed to the Western way of living, seeing Africans have been practicing polygamy for centuries before, and we've only been exposed to a different way since colonialism. Now, naturally, a man used to live with him family because he was able to take care of him wife, he was able to take care of him children and him 3 or 4 wives. Recently, we've seen the king of Eswatini married his 16th wife. Even though they are saying that the people in the country are living on less than $2 a day. But that is a tradition that they practice. It is not illegal to practice polygamy in Africa. In the West, we find that it is illegal. Even though we find that a lot of men has one wife or one woman, they are comfortable in going outside of that to have a sweetheart and have a concubine or have this and have that. So is that polygamy or is it monogamy? Because you are practicing something outside of what you've established and what your wife or your husband is comfortable and happy with.
But Amlak mentioned something before, that makes that possible. And what makes that possible for a man to be in a monogamous relationship and go out and see another woman or want another woman, right? Is the root chakra. When your root chakra is on balance, that is what happens naturally.
That is only one aspect of it. That's one aspect of it because people build together as family because the next wife might be bringing a skill that that man might see that the family needs to complement the family. So it's not necessarily based on the root chakra all the time.
No. We're not talking about in a green relationship. We're talking about monogamous relationships and a man or a woman stepping outside. That's what I was talking about.
No, Amlak. No, Amlak.
There's a one.
No, Amlak.
That's
Long time hear your voice.
One put on a kill body in a star.
Yeah, you're winning.
No, Amlak. Long time we don't hear the priest voice.
The program is
Come in, priest.
The doctor being the one saying.
Yeah, you're winning with us. Get that go. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I just upon the reality of things. I go, okay, I will have good points I mentioned. I must say, first of all, polygamy is a woman. It's not even we men supposed to talk about polygamy. It is the women that must come and start to sit down and discuss what polygamy can do to uprise the black nation that is coming tomorrow. Because when one man has 4 children outside and is five,
Right.
it doesn't help. If all these women in unity, it could put the money in one basket. And this one basket could help our population, our generation, economically, spiritually, physically, mentally. Because most of these relationships that you, as I said, you needed to come in the world. You choose your mother and your father, Dre. Your mother and your father never choose. It was a point in time. Your mother couldn't dash you away. Your father couldn't put you in a sperm, in a condom. You
I know
had
we
to
choose
come.
them and them choose we.
How we choose them? Because when you don't
Yeah.
them after you grow, when you grow and can manage yourself, you don't need them anymore. It's time you go and do your work. What you were sent to do. It was 100 million sperm. It was on the one that made it. So everybody have a special work that can come for do in this world. White man had put something forward as me and said polygamy, monogamy. So if we do have these things, all the children then come. What him had done when he put in this monogamy, he had caused bastardization of I children, which is the first mental problem to the child.
Solid point, solid point.
So the child is the most important thing to the family.
I have a question, you know.
Yes, sir.
When there were so many nations in the earth, right? There are so many nations in the earth. What are the major reasons why you feel like say when time them say them will implement chattel slavery, why them look to Africa? What was the major reason why you think them look to Africa?
Come on then, brother. I'm gonna hear you
That's
well.
it. When them decide to implement chattel slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, what was the reason why them choose to look to Africa to supply that systematic or economic system?
At that time, them needed us to pregnant. That's why them take like Jamaica, and it was a 6 island, upon plenty pick. You understand? Because the slave master, it was an investment to the slave master, to the children, have more black children that can work on the plantation for them. So them get more investments out of it.
Right.
So that you have time that you marry. You know, them just give a woman and you sleep with her. So all these things is not degrading of a woman in front of a
You see the stick, man, the pure breed stuff.
Yes, I have that. I have sister.
The reason why I asked the question, right, was just to really identify that are the numbers of the population, why them look to Africa for supply that demand, because Africa had such a large population that them could supply that.
Black people in a white community after 5 years, 10 years. Yeah.
And the purebred stock as well.
Right. So the reason why I say that, right? The reason why I say that is to identify, so the reason why Africa's population was of that sort was because of the practice of polygamy.
Polygamy.
You understand? So polygamy is a practice that really regenerate your population and make sure say your population is vibrant and active.
The balance.
Yes.
So no.
When I try to say no, they just put this word polygamy like we Africans, man. Because the white, it's just sex. You know what I try to say? You saw them have with sister them today. About sex, but you want a man. And it's about sex. Sex is 1 hour, 5 minutes. Responsibility is a lifelong thing.
Right.
So then about one man, that's how to know where the man can do. Listen, you're not take another man, woman, is a virgin man, he did get. So you can take another man, so you practice anything where you call it.
Polyandry.
Polyandry. Oshun is the mother for born children for any man. She's not subject to one man in Yoruba tradition. So if you marry a woman, we have that spirit. She's going to end up born baby for the other man. Naturally. That's how she make up.
Yeah.
In Yoruba tradition, we have one Orisha, we call him Obatala. If we are white, he decide that he only keep one. He can decide that he only keep one because he can't put up with the problem from the rest. So it's a decision between the eye. If the eye want to keep one, but many will always given to you.
All right. So now
when you reach 50, your woman reach 50, your woman, she finish. Because she's not a woman anymore. She can't born anymore. Coming like you, and you are not a man, you can reason and laugh and go anywhere. She's coming like another man. Because she got to a, what them call it? Men must pass. Menopause. Stop. Press the pause button, Dread. Sex is not important. Because there's no purpose of sex. You see what I talk about? White man put this sex on some darling. Who can tank on it, lad? Who can this? It's not about that. Sex is not spiritual because somebody wanted to enter this world and have to enter, you can't step.
Okay, you have a question.
Yeah. So, based on the reason, which is Nana Amlak practice polygamy, right?
I'm a polygamist. I'm proud.
How much wife do I have?
You know, I'm not really count them because when you count things, them kind of finish. You know what I mean? But more than five.
More
But
than
more
five.
than
Okay,
five.
more than five. Okay. More than five.
That one, the
Okay.
nice, you Bingy. I want you practice, Bingy. Bingy, why you practice?
Naturality.
We're on the bracket.
Hey, that's a good answer, Bingy.
Naturality.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer. Hey, Yaka, don't do that. Yaka, don't do that.
Naturality.
Don't do that. That's a good
You
answer,
know,
Yes,
Bingy.
you know when the rules come at Ghana.
I outside the
Good man,
system,
man,
Yaga.
Eh?
I outside the system.
The established system. The established system.
The
Yeah, I
established
outside
system.
the system.
I came back to UK. When I first came to Ghana, and I came back to UK, and then I do me an interview, BBC News. You're the white woman. So now you're king. You're going to get many wives. What are you going to do with the wives? I said, I'm going to develop the wives to develop themselves. Because she never had something
I
to
think
sit
we've established a
down.
very significant point.
Yeah, she never had something to sit down. No one king. Ghana tradition. Because tradition, them give a wife,
Right,
you know.
right.
Them give me wife,
Naturally.
it's not me ask me. Them bring it, come and give to me.
Right. Naturally,
So,
I think when we look at the whole thing, like as I said, Nana, I'm like, when people speak on these topics, they look at it from a purely physical, sexual point of view, and as a result of that, it caused a lot of confusion and issues because women are geared on an emotional sense, and they're driven from an emotional point of view, and as a result of that, it caused all of this thing because them are dealing from the emotion, but they're not looking at it from the worth or the significance of the practice. You understand what I'm saying? As you say, established socially, it brings the women together, it brings the children together, it make
Communities.
the women better able to deal and interact with each other. It make the children better able to interact and deal with each other. You understand? So that's a social benefit, right? Economically, it keep all the money in a one location or one spot. So that's an economic benefit, right? Mentally, as I said, there is no bastardization of the children because you are in a marriage and you have a youth outside of the marriage. Now them call that youth outside of the marriage a bastard child. You understand? None of that exists in these things. So it's better geared towards the mental balance or stability of the youth because there's no bastardization of the youth under that practice. So there are so many benefits of polygamy to us as African people, but because we are living in an established system, as Bingi said, which we consider the right system and we consider to be the beneficial system, but ultimately it's not, because what is happening is it's causing a lot of stress between male and female relations because it's not a natural occurrence. So you're fighting your natural implication, your natural thing to live a particular way because of the established system that you live under. And it causes, so that's why within monogamy, it's at such a high rate of divorce.
If you ask people naturally, polygamy is just not natural for everybody, you know. You know what I mean? Some people need to practice monogamy. You know what I mean? Because that's what's natural for them. That's what they want.
Them,
you know what I mean?
right.
Yeah,
Because
but that is based
On
on the perception of Western realities and the law as it established today.
No, but
their
nature
choice
can,
also.
Not
nature
every
can
nature.
provide. Yeah,
Not
nature
every
can
nature.
provide like what is needed right now is monogamy.
Monogamy.
Yeah,
Monogamy.
or polygamy. So it's not like it's always everywhere and everybody should be practicing polygamy. Everybody should be practicing monogamy. It's what nature is at the moment. Or a place we are at the moment. Yeah, but this is a powerful reasoning, and one thing none of Amlak say too is a woman conversation, and we need a woman perspective.
Yes.
Point. That's one thing we
Yes,
miss.
yeah.
So maybe we need a part two
A
to get
part
a
two.
woman perspective. On both sides too.
Naturally.
monogamy and polygamy.
Polygamy.
Maybe somebody
Yes,
who's
sir.
practicing it or somebody who is, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
if I get the item correct still, right, correctly, most of the items sway towards polygamy, right? Ras?
Yeah, man.
Rastana? The Rastana?
African culture, man.
Bingy,
All right.
Bingy,
All right.
me and you live the same
culture.
me and you live the same lifestyle, Bingy.
Naturally.
It's nature we say. Nature we say Joe.
Naturally.
Yeah,
It's
nature,
nature.
man.
Naturality we deal with.
Then
Naturality.
that and polygamy is nature and monogamy is
No man,
nature.
all of them is nature. All of them is nature. Polygamy.
You have a culture. You have a culture in
Natural,
Kenya.
natural.
You have a place
Natural
in
living.
Kenya. You have a place in Kenya. If you go and visit the man, the night the man said the wife will sleep with you. So, you know what? We are thinking about something like sex.
Me don't know if you know what I want to place in Kenya.
Yes.
Not virgin.
Yeah, your wife. Yeah, but him said the wife will sleep with you. She not doing good man a complain. My guest not be happy.
He's making sure his guest is okay.
Yes, because if my guest not happy, what it?
But not,
happy.
I'm lost.
So
You
it's
would
about
have to,
culture now. It's a culture. It's not something, it's a culture.
yeah, that's cultural, yeah.
So it's not
Absolutely.
things to do with sex.
Yeah, yes. That's culture.
White Western, when thought we are sexualized, we are thought we are Indian sexual instruments.
Sexually, yeah man.
You
That's
over.
the real thing.
It is there. That done all of that. Because
Yes, sir.
when
You was saying something, Bingy?
it's not about sex.
Bingy was saying something.
No,
Bingy.
I was
Yeah,
exactly what the I
it's
say.
not
That's
about sex,
cultural.
my
When you
brother.
say a man
You
will
see, when
share
they
his
talk about
wife, then
polygamy,
that's a
them just
cultural
want to talk
thing.
about sex. Black man have long
You
wood.
would have,
Black man
you
have
would have
big
to
wood.
live in a
Black
culture
man
that
can
promotes
sex
that.
longer.
The thing is,
Everything is a
when we
white
say
woman
wife, we are
thinking
thinking
that
of it from a Western
you over.
culture.
Not
Yeah,
an
yeah,
Nigerian
That's
so
why
thing.
we
it
are look
becomes
at
a
it like
That
that.
thing
But
cultural
don't go
thing,
with
yes.
an Nigerian.
in that
We don't
culture,
think about no
they
sex,
don't
sex,
look at
sex,
it or
sex like
view
we
it
are
as how we
Indian.
view wife.
Because
Yeah.
most
Responsibility.
people do that.
Right.
Because
You
that's
know,
the
Yeah.
normal.
you know,
That's
it's a
the
high
norm.
spiritual
I
thing.
know.
No, I say no. No, I say no.
And that cause the
Because
problem to them.
Western culture just
You
true
see,
praise
that's one of
be
the
sex, you know. Sex, you know.
sex.
Yeah, just sex.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
what
I mean?
it is, though. That's the distraction.
Yeah,
And
so
That's
and
the
like,
distraction.
life of
the act of sex.
community, the everything organization of woman and unity of women.
Yeah.
You know, if you're born in Nigeria, you can't even take up a room as a man.
Culture.
Yeah, because of it's culture. Because the woman
Culture.
know the value of the man and it's to keep that gene. Without him, the life can't continue for she.
Sorry.
Her job is to make sure she continue life.
So like all the man them know when I have the good gene there. So man where you know what I mean? So like all them know. What them to practice? Some
Yeah,
gene,
but
you know,
What kind of
some,
good gene? What kind of good
Yeah,
gene?
you must say, if you have the good gene,
gene.
and woman I go want it because them want a good gene. But me I say you have some man out there still where when they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
when them do is domesticated I and I. Colonialization and domesticated I and I. You know, like
That's-
you domesticate a dog
That's
Ah,
them team the warrior.
or something.
Them team
Yeah,
the
we
warrior.
don't come domesticated. We're not real again.
And team the
We're not
warrior now.
real.
And not living like animals in the wild anymore.
It's
Yeah,
civilized.
we're not real. Yeah,
We're civilized.
treat this thing. You know what? We go to the vet and we look at things on the clinics. We know the bush to eat. Who teach the animals the bush to eat when they're hungry? What school them go? Who the teach our parents these herbs and bushes where we used to eat when we're sick? And them call and give it them and wash it out and flush it out. Now we are run a pharmacy domesticated. We just domesticated with everything, Greg. And then
Yeah,
that's why
man.
put this thing in a woman, our women mind now. Is our women, we have to work on hard.
But they don't them not call it domestication, them call it civilized. So that's the word for it. I've used the right word.
You're civilized, the domesticated civilized. You
Yeah.
understand? Because the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
So
Because when
everything,
the white man catch the black man, he have no time.
yeah, no,
Right? No,
everything
no,
wild and everything natural is called uncivilized. You know what I mean? And then it's looked down, on. Oh, you're not wild animals. Oh, you're not living in this. You're not living in that. You know what I mean? Well, then that is the thing that we need to look for because that's our natural self.
Natural.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. See the chicken that we eat. The chicken that them grow. And some 3 months chicken them, you know,
No,
them big and fat.
where them a eat,
Chicken.
where them a eat, where them a
Where
eat,
they will eat.
where them a
You know
eat.
that?
One scene.
Yes, sir, that.
How can we revive polygamy in African society as a marriage system with the values in modern time here?
Well, we just have to look at society. It's about educating the children. And as the children them realize that them going away from themselves, they will have to come forward to practice the things that fit them to themselves. If you're over. Because we are practicing something that is moving we are away from ourselves. And it causing a big problem. So
Big
every
problem.
time the younger nation come, them getting worse. We women them are selling themselves harder. And then the younger generation will realize that this is not the way forward. Let us put ourselves back together as women. And we share one man. And we have one community. And we have one money. And we have one nation.
Yes, sir.
So it's
And
about
take
educating.
the emotions. Take the emotions out of it.
Yes, sir. You know,
Come
that's
on,
great
then.
and powerful reasoning, but we don't want to steal up with brother Amlak, Nana Amlak, before him tell us about the special date today in the region. Really want him drop that on it still, you know? So you was telling us about what day it was today, brother Amlak.
Well, as we say, it's not a practice, you know. It's just something natural. You know, as a
Right.
king, we just observe tradition and we just follow the traditional ways of life.
Natural.
And it's not about sex, it's about humanity, it's about the development of everything, morally, spiritually, economically, culturally. It is very important. Other than that, the children will just get lost and then just take them and use them and abuse them.
Earlier when we spoke about a priest there, and you're
Yes, of
highlighting
course
us
today.
and telling us
Oh,
about
a
it.
question there.
Yeah.
You know, okay. In Ashanti, we call Sunday Kwesiada. So in Ashanti, every 40 days, we call it a Kwesi Day, the day when we have to go to the stool, and we call that no farmers go to the bush. Call them, you know, nobody go on the farm that day. It's a day where we call the ancestors, and we pour liberation. The stool bear the spirit of the ancestors, and we pour liberation and feed the stool to purify the land and purify the people. That continuation continuously be. So as a chief, now today in Ghana, most of even the kingdom of God church go serve Jesus and put on the stool and come back to the stool. So I'm just show you colonization and through everything now, pastor take over. 'Cause back in the days, a day like today now, all the problem that people who have problems, they better come to the king like me and we sit down and discuss all the troubles in the town and how to solve them.
And pacify all the problems.
Yes, and pacify all the problems. But Babylon had moved that and all the problems gone to Jesus.
You never bring it to
it's only
Jesus.
bigger. Every day I tell them in abundance of water, the fool that cry
Fool is
thirsty.
thirsty. Yes, sir.
But with people coming
Oh,
home, when will people
Jesus.
come home,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we don't give thanks in the moment, and we know that normally the tradition is of the libation at the beginning, which we did have a libation at the beginning. So would I love if I could have seal a blessing for the viewers as well as we seal the reasoning as well too. And I see it for you.
Come on.
we
It's
give
sealed,
thanks and
it's
praise
sealed,
to
but
God.
yeah, we don't seal it.
We well get everything in order. As I say, I like use water because some people them oppose the drink, the alcohol. But everything have a reason and a purpose. You understand? So we use water because them say we came in this world the first thing touch you was water. And then say, when you leave in this world, the last thing when touch you is water. Somebody going to wash you. So may this water fulfill the mission of today's journey and this question. But I will talk small language. Oyang ko pong pwede ang pong kwami, asasya, and sa. So we say,
Aseo.
Adada.
Ase.
Give thanks.
Yes, I give thanks to the reasoning. Give thanks to the thing. This has been another episode of the Perfect Balance TrodClass. A very interesting reasoning, and one that I know that we're gonna have a lot of discussion on. So we eagerly await the responses of the viewers and hope to move forward in regaining our original culture and original ways. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends to, become a member of the TrodClass. We had a very excellent reason today with a very prestigious guest, Nana Amlak, coming to us from the motherland as well. So this was even extra special. Give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the reasoning, give thanks, my lords. Honorable.
Give thanks, man. Bless
Yes,
up.
give thanks for life.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for life.
Every time.
Yo, Bingy, yo, Okapanga, yo, you know Rasta, you know the whole team, man. Listen me, Yaga, if a boy ever